hit my first problem. I think this stuff is too tall for this. There's a learning curve for sure with this thing, but unfortunately my shaft keeps popping off out of this sleeve here. It's just barely long enough. It was welded. Well, a piece of it may have broken off. So I thought it was longer when I first put it on there, but it came spinning off and hit everything back here. So I may have to run up and see if we can get a new shaft for this. First of all, because I keep gets gummed up with all this real thick, and plus this stuff's still wet, seems like. Gets gummed up with that stuff and then it doesn't cut. Looks like a bad haircut. See this? I just went through this whole patch right here and it's all gummed up, so it just goes right over top of it, doesn't cut anything. And I was lifting up the sickle bar, letting it run for a second, setting it back down, clears it out, and then going again. And then I end up with all these big piles of grass. Big piles of hay, I guess we should call it hay, right? All over the place. And then when I come through for my next pass, this gets stuck in it, and then I'm back to where I started again. So I think my first mission here is going to be see if we can get a shaft for that thing. Let's run up to the store. This might work. Extend the PTO shaft a little bit. Alright, we're back in business. Wasn't able to videotape all of it, but I had to grind this shaft a little bit, make it square, because it was all gouged up in that, grease it up, and put my extension on here. So now this shaft slides in all the way to here. So we've got, before we only had like this much in there, so now we've got a good 5 inches in there, and that should solve the problem of that thing popping off when I lift this up. I still have the problem of the this hay is too long up here, man. This is he said not too much more than knee high, and this stuff is, some of it is over waist high. So I've noticed that it has a hard time cutting through that tall grass, but I had to fight through it. We got to get it cut somehow. It might not be pretty like that. We'll figure it out. Well, making progress. It's not pretty, but looks like I broke this piece of wood here. It actually, it didn't fully break, but either some bolts fell off here or they weren't all in there. So I'm gonna have to put this back together and get some new bolts on there. All right, day 2, kind of earlier start today. Nice and sunny. Things are drying out pretty well, so let's get this thing repaired. Got it jacked up, and so I can't remember the name of this. Just slipped my mind right now. But this wood bar here is meant to be kind of almost like a shear pin. It'll break off if this thing jams or hits anything, and you can replace it. They sell them at TSC, actually, the bars here. So, but anyway, it didn't break. It just bolts all fell out. So we're gonna get some new bolts put in here, and hopefully be on our way. All right, see if that does it. These are cheap nuts and bolts that I had, but if they break, I'll run up and get some better ones. Well, we're getting better. Side spike haircuts are shorter and and less. I think this will work. Well, it stopped lifting, and I noticed some parts rattling around back here. So we've got a piece of rod here that's broken, and it looks like it's threaded on this side. And so I can take this, probably looks like a pretty standard piece of threaded rod. I can take up to Home Depot and get a whole new piece here. Just links on this end. And see what I can do to replace this. Wish I had a welder. Alright, will it work? I don't know. I got a coupler in there and a hook. I found all this at TSC, piece of 1/2 inch threaded rod. Threaded it in down there. And it looks like it will work. This had a complete eye on it before. This was closed, so I don't know if this will lift off of here. If that's the case, I'll have to try to pinch this shut. But I think this will get us back in business. Aha! Back in business. And I learned a little bit how to adjust it. So hopefully that won't break. Let's get back to hay. Okay, well, the next problem has arisen here. So that wooden, is it Pitman bar? Is that what it's called? It has shattered here, so we'll have to get a new one of those. Now they do sell those at TSC, just as long as they have the right length. We'll see. But learned a lot. So this is day 2. And the first day I did the field around the corner there. Just a few acres back there. And that didn't look quite as good. This looks a lot better. Still got some of these spots here where grass gets clogged up in those teeth as you're going down, and you really can't stop and clear it and start and stop and clear it and start. You just gotta go. So I'm getting that figured out too. You really got to pay attention with the line where you're at. And you got to stay right on the edge of your cut, otherwise you get into that grass and you start to catch it in the teeth. And so it's just a you know, experience. We'll get better at it. But all I have left is this field over here. You know, from the fence over there to the tree line and then back to the tree line. So it's a nice little section here. Should only take me an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to cut that. But I think I'm done for today. So. And I think that will wrap up the first hay cutting experience. Boy, it's been a lot of fun. What a cool feeling to have, you know, a tractor and the property out here and have the hay fields and being able to cut this hay. As crappy of a job as I'm doing, getting it done and doing it yourself, it's awesome. So we're gonna be able to feed our animals, and hopefully the hay will turn out good enough to sell. Somebody will want it, and so this could be an income opportunity for us hopefully as well. But still lots to come. Raking is next. I'll do a whole video on that. And then baling the hay. Running that old Oliver 50, I believe. Oliver 50 or Oliver 55 baler. And that's going to be a treat. So hopefully it doesn't break as much as this thing does. But anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Throw your comments and suggestions and anything else down below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.